Yes, people, welcome to another Chelsea live stream. What a performance! Bournemouth nil, Chelsea nil in the Premier League. Sunday afternoon for us in the UK. Alfred late night and Sindre just before the evening. I'm joined here with two wonderful guys. Everyone in the comments down below, big up to every single one of you lot tuning in. Apologies for lack of content over the last 2 weeks. International break and a lot going on behind the scenes, but we'll be back very soon. But I don't think you guys can blame us with what we've been seeing in the last 90 minutes, we've been honest. But let's introduce my first co-host, of course, Alfred. How are you, man?
Oh, I don't know, man. I got mixed feelings. Overall, obviously, I'm disappointed, but I felt like the performance was good. We actually did give it a decent go today. Just same old, didn't go our way. Thank God we didn't lose because my man of the match personally, Sanchez, saved our ass a few times. Made some very good saves. Um, But yeah, man, just shocking. And now it's not his fault, but Pochettino, it's not looking good for him, man. A few more games like this, and questions are going to start getting asked already. As I said, it's not his fault because the team, again, you can't help it when your team plays quite well and just things don't work for them. So, but yeah, it sucks, man. Very disappointed that we didn't win.
Definitely. Sindre, welcome, of course, man. What do you make of the game? I mean, you're in London in a few days for the game against Aston Villa. It would have been nice to at least get the win in today for a bit of confidence boost and
Mm,
go into that game with a better morale. I mean, it wasn't the worst performance. Obviously, we didn't lose, like Alfred said. We had a few chances. We had VAR against us as well. I don't know if it was very close. Maybe it was off for Cole's goal. Sterling obviously hitting the woodwork post, and a few chances. Cole Palmer. I mean, there were positives, but we just can't finish for some reason. I don't know what it is. We just can't finish.
Mm-hmm. It was a good game. I feel like it was good to see that we actually went and played. I feel like we played the formation we played in preseason in a 4-2-3-1. We saw that today. Of course, I wouldn't have played Cole at left back. Of course, he's a brilliant left foot when it comes to passing forward, but I feel like if we had like a Chilwell or even an Ian Matson there, it would have been a totally different dynamic. Because I feel like in the build-up play, we kind of play a three at the back because Gustav pushes forward, and then it becomes Disasi, Silva, and Colwell, like as the three furthest players at points, and I don't like that because then we kind of play a three at the back, and of course that's like a hybrid we saw in the Tuchel as well, but I would like to see we play a straight out 4-2-3-1 that we played in preseason because that's when we got the best. Of course, I've seen people making fun of our bench and stuff like that because we don't forget we still have like is it like over 10 players or 11 players unavailable who would be on that bench and who would be in that starting 11, like Casedo injured in the international break, Lavia picked up a training injury. I don't know why Madueke is he sick or something.
Yeah, something like
Uh,
that. Not
yeah,
confirmed from my
he wasn't available. I would have hoped to see him on. Good to see Mudrik back on the field, and I feel like he was actually kind of positive today.
yeah,
He did good. Of course, people are gonna go at him on social media, which is typical
yeah.
because of the expectation and the price he has. But you can never judge something just because of the price. Like, give him time to adapt and give Poch time. People say Poch out at the moment. We're 5 games in. It's too early to judge. Of course, we have 11 players or more unavailable, so he has to use the players he has, and therefore it's also difficult for him because he doesn't. I don't think he even knows his full or his best starting lineup yet, and that's always a struggle for a coach to know. Okay, which players am I gonna start and which players are gonna be on the bench, and we'll just stick with it. Like, did Arsenal, when we of course banded Arsenal when like 4 or 5 years ago when they first got Arteta, they of course they had I would say they didn't spend billions or 1 billion, but did they? Of course they complained about Arteta, but what did they do? They stuck with him in the end, and last season of course they bottled the league, but they still actually challenged for the league title with the squad that they had. At that point, it was the youngest average squad in the league. So we just have to stick with, I would say, stick with Poch, give him time, at least give him as much of time as Graham Potter. Yeah, that's my minimum, because the Potter was horrendous. If we want to stick with a manager that we believe are better than him, give him at least the bare minimum of time as him. So yeah, but it was, of course, we didn't win, but it was a good game.
Thank you, young Johnny Sindre. Appreciate that long run and very well said for sure. I do want to call out and echo Alfred's comments on Sanchez, including myself. Been a bit harsh on him in recent games. He looked a bit shaky, he looked a bit under pressure. And I think difference today was he was probably the best player for Chelsea, in my opinion. He saved us from many goals being conceded. So in general, yeah, it's a very, very good confidence boost for the goalkeeper, of course. So look, I just asked the question yesterday about Poch. I got a lot of hate for just asking the question. I only asked it because a lot of the big accounts on Twitter are saying second offense if Poch was to lose today. And that's why I just asked the question. It was just a generic question. I'm not Poch out or anything. I was just frustrated with some of the decisions that he makes. For example, Chilwell left wing today didn't do it. And that's what I wanted to see. I was quite excited with the lineup, from being honest. I've generally been excited.
Same.
So I have no issues with this lineup. I have no problems with Poch opinions of the lineups that he's chosen. I'm happy with the whole thing. Obviously,
we saw improvement as well. So
yeah, we saw improvement. It wasn't the worst thing ever. It wasn't the worst thing ever. It's a lot better than what I've seen against Forest. Against Forest, I was very, very, angry. I lay it out. Today is like, all right, cool. We didn't lose. Can't be too disappointed. Yes, this is the standards of Chelsea Football Club currently. We have dropped from winning Champions League, the Club World Cup, to struggling for wins right now. Forest, the other 2 weeks ago, unacceptable. Home record not lost against them since 1985. I was getting hate for it. But today, I can't be too angry. I am frustrated, but I can't be too angry about the result. This is part of the project that we have to get behind.
Yeah, that's it. And I want to mention quickly, we were talking about Sanchez earlier, about how good he was. He was so determined today. Like I had a bit of a laugh at one point. I even saw him push. I think it was Disasi.
Yeah.
He was like, "Get the fuck out of my way! You guys are useless. I'm going to do this."
He wanted to grab that ball, but Disasi was in his way, so he tried to push him away, but it didn't, and then it ended up in his hands. And to be fair, from I think one of them was a free kick. Bournemouth took like that almost directly, and a player got it for they played a cross, and then that was really good goalkeeper movement from Sanchez, and determination to just throw himself sideways at that ball in that way. That's what I want to see. I don't think Kepa would not have done that, in my opinion. and also it's how funny, because like Sanchez has been criticized, and he showed it today. He is brilliant. He is brilliant when it comes to crosses. He's showing it more that he's confident to catch the balls when it comes to crosses. He showed it now that he's both good with his hands and his body and his feet, because I would say he had two really, really important saves from two, I would say the two best chances for Bournemouth today. And he was the difference between us being 1-0 down or 2-0 down today. He was, in my opinion, the man of the match. He was a wall today, and if it wasn't for him, we would probably have lost. Of course, we can say that, and also Sterling. so unlucky. That free kick was so beautifully placed as well,
Yeah, man.
right in the corner, and then he hits the post, bounces on the line, and then curls out. And from what I could see, Colwell was unfortunately offside.
Do you know who would have scored that free kick?
Alonso.
One guess. I'll let you guys have one guess. Who would have scored that free kick?
Are you going to say Marcus Alonso?
Yes.
That's what I mean, man. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And he actually scored against Bournemouth in the title-winning season on the Conte. But it's such a shame. It sums up our luck.
I would say that was the wrong side for Alonso. Alonso used to take most of the free kicks from the right-hand side, not the left. Yeah. I would say someone would probably say Mount will have scored that, but Mount didn't score. He scored some free kicks, but he didn't score many.
He scored an important free kick though. Yeah, Champions League.
Yeah, I'm surprised actually Enzo didn't take that free kick, because I've seen Enzo take free kicks in previous games, and I was surprised when Sterling took it. But fair play, he almost scored, and of course it isn't a goal, but I would say it's a biggest chance in the game. It's the closest thing we had to a goal in the entire game, because it actually was inside the goal.
No, we had a few chances.
But that was the biggest. It's the one that's closest to a goal, because it's actually inside the goalpost.
But it doesn't count as on target. Me and Alfred had this discussion last time. It doesn't count as on target. So
yeah, because it's in the post.
It hits the post. So I think if you look at the Gallagher chance, if he hit in any corner, that's a goal. But Cole Palmer hit his leg rather than his foot, I believe it was. I'm sure he hit his leg. Yeah, hit his leg. He just tapped him. The confidence wasn't there, basically. Even the ball to Sterling, in order to get that chance, wasn't good. I don't know if you remember. The ball to Sterling
but it was a good pass from Sterling when he got it.
We start well. We start the chance well, but the final decision making, the final lackluster pass that you need to be really, really good isn't good, and I don't know why. Maybe it's a confidence boost.
Yeah, I think that this will just come with the time, in my opinion. With the more the players play together and the more the link up. We only saw the 60 minutes Mudryk and Jackson was on. The link up play they already had was similar to how they linked up in preseason, and that was good to see. Like I would say, even though another player I will also give a shout out to was Ugochukwu. In that, I would say a single pivot almost in that midfield, playing the deepest out of the three midfielders we had. He played really well as well.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, the most frustrating thing is that, you know, we needed this win. And 9 times out of 10, we win this game. You know, honestly, with all the chances that we had, it's just one of those games where things don't work for you. And it just came at the shittest time when we needed a win to climb a bit further up that table, get a bit more confidence going, you know.
Yeah. So the one thing I'm hoping is that the next 4 games, next four games, I at least hope we will win 3 of them. So it's allowed to be positive. It's of course Aston Villa next week.
Yeah. It's
then Brighton in the League Cup. I'm afraid, because Brighton are really good at the moment. Of course, it's Fulham. I almost expect us to beat like we expect us to beat Bournemouth. I hope we at least beat Fulham. And then Burnley, because after those 4 games, I would say we are going to have the hardest run of games of any team in the league.
Why do I have a feeling that because we're struggling so much now, we're somehow going to get results against the big ones?
Hey, if we do that, I'm not complaining, because
usually we win these type of games. Like, I'm not saying recently, but I'm saying the actual Chelsea's that we've seen over the years, we win these games, and in October we kind of just go down against these big teams and these difficult games, or we win 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 4. What if Chelsea somehow get positive results from these difficult games, but we struggled against
Yeah,
Forest. I've seen
like
Arsenal go through this in the
yeah.
past.
Hey, we went kind of through this kind of patch when we won under Conte. Like we were 10th at one point after some games early in the season, and we just elevated our game, and then you won the league because, like, of course, like Arsenal couldn't capitalize on this, and I don't think we will capitalize on this. But we only have one game a week. That's something we can actually capitalize on if we actually can keep our players fit, because then we can almost play the same squad every single game. We did that under Conte, and if we get some run of games and Poch finds his best team until Reece James, Christopher Nkunku, Casado, Lavia, and all the players that are unavailable are back, it's good.
Yeah, just quickly, we've got a special guest today, the man himself, NS Sports.
Hey,
NS Sports,
I'm back, people.
are you back?
welcome back.
Are you back?
Yep. Hello.
Well, no work today.
I'll tell you once we finish.
No worries. Nippin, are you worried about Chelsea? Because recently I've seen positive tweets from you.
Not really, no. And I'll tell you why. Poch, in his first stint at Tottenham, had a season from hell. Klopp, when he started at Liverpool, had a season from hell, 1-0 in his first 4 seasons. Pep, everyone who's lauding him up, had a season from hell when he began with Man City. Finished his first season with a grand total of 0 trophies. It took Arteta time at Arsenal. And if we sack Poch now, it's just going to go round and round and round in a roundabout.
Evil circle.
The vicious circle. Sack managers, get nothing. Sack another manager, get nothing. What are we? Are we Watford?
But Nippen, if I can reply to that, the difference is between all those 3 managers you mentioned is they haven't had in 2 transfer windows, or 3 if you count the winter as well, over £1 billion spent. They only spent money after the first season.
That still doesn't worry me, Sindre.
Like, Klopp had time to build his squad. Of course, that Liverpool squad is first inherited is arguably one of the worst teams, Liverpool teams ever. Pep had time. Of course, Pep had taken over a really good Man City team, but he has had time to rebuild his Man City team. Arteta has had time to build his Arsenal team. So these players, these managers I'm mentioning, of course, they started off poorly, but they have gotten one thing that Chelsea really doesn't give their managers, apart from Mourinho. We haven't given our managers time to build a team. Like, Conte didn't have time to build a team. Sarri didn't have time to build a team. Lampard didn't have time to build a team. Mourinho max had 3 seasons to build a team, and that's the difference. Chelsea only have given managers max 2 to 3 seasons to build a team to challenge for title and be consistent. If Conte didn't fall out with Abramovich, he could probably have been challenging Manchester City and Liverpool for the last 5 years if he would have gotten the time. You could look at what he did at Juventus, and you look what he gave Allegri to continue to build at Juventus, who then dominated La Liga, Serie A for 8-9 years. So that's something I hope Bowley has learned from the appointment of Potter, that we can't spend 200 to 300 million every single year, but we now need to give our managers time to figure out a play style, figure out which players you want to use, develop those players, and then stick with a manager and give him time. And of course, this is something also Chelsea fans need to accept, that Arsenal, Liverpool, and City, of course, they didn't win things in the beginning, but they have been through hell. Even Tottenham fans have been through hell with Pochettino, and we're close to winning stuff. But now we have to accept that, okay, we can't be as entitled as we have been. We can't be expecting success from the get-go. We have to be accepting some rough patches and some struggles, and of course, not the result going our ways, like today, and of course, against Nottingham Forest. That's how football works. And now we just need to accept, we can't throw Pochettino under the bus and say, Pochettino out after 5 games. Give him time to figure out his playstyle, figure out his team. And of course, we didn't dominate possession as much as we did in the previous games, because we played a different type of football and had a different formation and system. But that's how Pochettino needs to work now. We need to figure out the right playstyle and the right players, and we need to accept that as a fan base, that this is how football works, and we need to just accept that we have Pochettino. We need to stick by him and give him time and the support he needs as a fan base.
I'm going to say something a lot of people on Twitter are saying, is that Pochettino coached a win. We just can't convert our chances for toffee.
Toffee. Just quickly, guys, just quickly. We are in a very unusual, difficult scenario. Okay.
Yeah.
We are focused on a project, which is right. We are gonna need to stick by a manager, which is Poch, of course. We are gonna have to give it a lot of time. We're gonna have to go through ups and downs. But the worry is right now, people, is that do we realistically see us winning any games? Because it's all fun and games until we start saying, you know what, we might be in a relegation battle. And with the games coming up in the next 5, 6, 7, 8 games that Sindra was saying after the 4 games. Obviously, I'm going to try to be positive. Maybe we might get results against the bigger teams and we're strong against the smaller teams. Maybe, just maybe. I don't know. But say it all goes wrong and downhill from all these next 6 to 7 games. Are you really going to say it's a project? We're just going to have to see it through and be around the 15th to 20th place.
But we can't just then expect, okay, sack Poch. Okay, then my question is to you guys: if we sack Pochettino, who are we going to replace him with? Which man?
Gus Hiddink.
Gus Hiddink is retired.
Bring Jose back.
Jose doesn't want to leave Roma.
Who told you that? What source?
He is happy in Roma. He wants to build something there. He said it himself.
Guys, I'm done with Brighton. Brighton. I'm sick and tired of Brighton. No more Brighton. Just quickly, Jake, big up to you, man. It's good to see you, man. I hope you're good. 3 a.m. Yeah. I know, man. It's difficult, but like I said, people, Brighton, no more. I don't want to have any communication. I heard about Ferguson. We might be looking at Ferguson now. Mitoma, I've had enough.
If you're going for a striker, I would just go. I know people wouldn't agree, but I would rather go for Vlahovic than Ferguson. Vlahovic will almost be the same price. He's of course older than Evan Ferguson, and he's more experienced than Ferguson. Of course, Ferguson has played in the Premier League. He hasn't scored many goals. He's kind of like Nico Jackson, just younger. But Vlahovic is at least, I would say, a competent striker. Of course, I'm not saying Ferguson isn't, but Vlahovic is more complete. He's more evolved in the game. He's older, so he would at least bring us something different than what Ferguson would. And he has played more games and experience as a striker. is an important thing. Of course, we have already been cursed with a guy that is now in Roma, who we signed from the Serie A. But if we're going to sign a striker, I think we actually need to do in either January or next summer. There isn't many capable strikers out or strikers available on the market. I would look to see what Juve would like for Vlahovic.
Well, just recently he was considered one of the best around.
Yeah.
Who?
You know, for Vlahovic.
No way. Who said that?
Not the best, but he most informed striker. See, he was really good for Fiorentina when he first signed for Juve, before when he was really linked to Arsenal in the winter transfer window.
Who said that? Facebook sources.
Not your source, mate. Twitter. A couple of seasons. Remember Haaland days?
Oh,
do you know how many people on Twitter I saw saying Vlahovic instead of Haaland?
I didn't see that. Nippon, did you see that?
Oh, I did. I saw heaps of people saying.
Am I hearing Vlahovic better than Haaland?
No. The time that Chelsea were linked with Haaland, Chelsea were also looking at Vlahovic. Like Chelsea fans wanted him. But Nippin's got bad memory. He wouldn't be able to remember that. He just.
I saw some tweets like that as well.
I've gone through a lot this year.
Well, you're gonna go through a lot more, my friend. So
no, this isn't football.
Guys, Sinja's gonna be in the stadium. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, Chelsea, yeah." Not first time. What is he? Second or third, right?
It's my second time at the bridge.
Third time. Yeah, second time at the bridge. Let's go.
Third time watching Chelsea live.
He's gonna put on his story. He's gonna say everything, and then bang, Chelsea 0, Aston Villa 1.
I would at least love Chelsea win. I'm hoping for at least a Nico Jackson goal.
I'm praying there's a win for you, Sindri. I'm praying just because you're there at the bridge next week. When you flying in Friday?
Friday afternoon after school. I'm flying into.
The evening probably.
I'm landing there around. I would say probably 6. Like.
What, Heathrow 7, or Gatwick or?
I think it's Gatwick.
Okay.
I'm flying with Ryanair.
I mean, you're close anyway. And where you staying? North, east, south, west?
I can say Cambridge.
Oh yeah, cool, Cambridge.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. But guys, thoughts on the kit today?
Amazing.
Yeah, really good kit.
I like it. Like everyone said they don't like it.
I like the kind of the things on the side which connects with the shorts.
Yeah.
I would say our kits this season looks really clean. Like the home kit is good. The away kit is good.
It looks clean, but not Chelsea finishing. It's not.
Yeah. Of course, the only thing that would actually make it better, in my opinion, would actually be a sponsor on it. I would hope we will have signed a sponsor before next week's game, because it's so sad when you go to the game, gonna buy a shirt or a kit, and then some weeks later, there's or maybe 1 or 2 months later, there's actually a sponsor on the kit. And like,
no, but you want the sponsorless shirt one, because that will be like an
more account.
Everyone, it'll be
that's also true.
Get that. But listen, guys, I do want to say very quickly as well. I watched the Tottenham game yesterday. Okay, they were 1-0 down. When Chelsea go behind, I don't see us coming back. They just let Harry Kane go. Okay, they've got a striker that doesn't score in the Premier League, with Richarlison. He scored a goal. He scored. He assisted the second goal, and Tottenham complete the comeback. Okay, and that's very rare. Tottenham completing the comeback is very, very rare. But I have seen a big change in Tottenham Football Club this season. For me, watching all clubs, Tottenham might not be one of the best teams in the league or anything, but the improvement that I've seen in that team, I will take that win any day of the week over good performances in terms of creating chances and your possession and all that stuff. I will take a scrappy 2-1 win all the time right now as a Chelsea fan because we do not win. And what's confusing about this entire situation is Tottenham have let Harry Kane go. They're still winning. How? Tell me how.
Well, 2 goals in
Yeah, but bro, they're winning the other
added
games.
time.
They're winning the other games.
Yeah, that's also true. They have played really good. Like Madison, good addition, good creating midfielder for them.
They're challenging for the title.
Yeah,
No. Relax.
At the moment.
Bissouma looking like the player. Bissouma looking like the player did at Brighton.
Yes,
So
Bissouma, confidence. He moves the ball so good.
yeah,
And look, Cal might be right. The difference is Spurs not full of kids, and that could be the difference.
Yeah, like that's the only thing we're actually missing, apart from a 38-year-old Thiago Silva. Like, there is no age in this team. Like, Gallagher is 23. Okay, Chilwell is like 25. Like, Sanchez is 25. Like, there is no other player over the age of 25 in that team. Like, we're lacking someone like a Jorginho in some ways. Someone
no.
Hey, I'm only saying we're lacking the experience of players, like players who have played a lot of games and have the age for it as well. Like, of course, we have young, talented players, but we don't have like someone who can actually be in a really good leader who can take players and like, okay, now we're gonna step up and just go through rough times. Like, what was Gallagher captain today? Does anyone know? I would have thought Enzo would have been the captain. Enzo or Thiago Silva would have been the captain today.
I don't know, boy. I don't know.
True.
I'm watching Arsenal play right now, and they just move the ball so nice and quick, and
yeah,
it's frustrating. But guys, listen, I'm gonna wrap up with a very quick question to all you beautiful people. Honest league position finish after seeing the performances so far this season, because obviously we were talking about top 5 would be nice to get Champions League next season, all this stuff. Honestly, from what you guys have seen now, Alfred, start with you first.
Oh, it's so hard to say, man, because we got half the team out. You know,
True. What 11 players out? 11.
Yeah, you know. Look, if it stays like this, we keep getting injuries and we keep playing games where we can't convert our chances and we just keep on drawing and losing, then I still feel like we'll get some wins along the way. But I'll say, I don't know, 12, 13.
Fair enough, Sindri.
Like, I agree with Alfred. It's hard to say because we have so many injuries. I was worried for Gusto at the point because he was laying down on the floor, and we don't have another right back if he goes out. And that's arguably our weakest.
Chalabo.
He's actually, I think he's Pochettino froze him out of the team at the moment, and he's injured.
Hopefully not.
I would say I hope for a top 8 finish. Like, it's hard to predict. I would actually love to finish 8th, play in the Conference League, win Conference League, be the first team to win the Europa League, Champions League, and Conference League. Like, we will make history again. Of course, people say, Chelsea in the Conference League, banter, make fun of us. But if we win a trophy there, I am not complaining. And it would be fun if we then had some Norwegian teams in the Conference League and Chelsea could travel to Norway.
True.
That would be fun because we have like either 1 or 2 teams in the Conference League at this point, and what are maybe 1 team in Europa League. So yeah, that would be fun. So top 8 for me.
Top 8, fair enough. Any sports before we wrap up with the super chat? Where do you think we'll finish?
Provided we get all our injuries back and we finally click.
And don't get more injuries.
I would say between 8th and 4th. I'm not giving a solid prediction because I'm taking
we need a position. We need a position. It's an early position. We can change it later on.
Early prediction. So my prediction is we get all our injuries back and we finish 5th.
Wow. So it's still
Find
confident.
ourselves, and we will find ourselves in the cup final. But we win it or not is a different story.
There we have it, folks. We'll wrap up there. Big up to everyone tuning in. Mo
What about
Fly,
you?
thank you for the super chat. People didn't want Vlahovic, aka Alfred, on my left or right, I think it is.
That's untrue, but thank you for the super chat.
You wanted Cavani more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No, listen, we could do Cavani right now if I'm being honest.
He's scoring in Argentina for Boca Juniors.
That's what I mean. He's a top striker.
But Sadiq, where do you hope Chelsea finish?
I was hoping to avoid this one.
Yeah, I know.
10th.
It's not a worst finish ever in the Premier League. So
yeah, for now, 10th. For now,
like
it could change. Who knows? We might win against big teams somehow.
Yeah, and that's what's hard
It
with.
will be typical Chelsea, won't it? For us to struggle against the little teams, but then come out all guns blazing when we face.
And it also would be better for Chelsea fans because the top 6 team fans are bantering Chelsea because you have got 5 points in 5 games and blah blah blah. You're a bad team, and then boom, we magically beat Arsenal. Okay, we lose to City. We then beat United and Tottenham, and then if we are bad and don't get points to these teams, you're even worse than us.
Exactly.
By the way, we could have gone ahead of Manchester United.
I know. That's why I'm annoyed, man.
That would have been crazy.
At least our keeper has negotiated 7 goals and 10 shots. And this guy is nominated for the Yashin Trophy. And that's what I was actually just like before I ended. I was actually talking to someone that was saying, I saw a video that's saying Onana was top 3 keepers in the Premier League. I was like, this guy's played 5 games in the league, conceded 7 goals from 10 shots. Of course, the only reason he's up for the Ballon d'Or nominees and for the Yashin Trophy is because of the year he had at Inter. Like, they aren't looking at his time at United for the Ballon d'Or. They're looking at a season for Inter Milan. So, of course, he's a different coach, different team, different defense in front of him. So it's a different. So you can say he's a different keeper. In general, same player. Just
I wouldn't take the opinion serious, bro. No. Like,
but
it's just United fans. Don't take it too seriously.
Onana, good keeper, just really bad at the moment. He reminds me at the moment of how Edward Mendy was after the Champions League win. Like, really good, and then all of a sudden he just dropped off. Like, everything. Yeah,
guys, thank you for joining. I'm not going to waste too much of your time over a 0-0 draw, but if it was a win, it would have been a different story. I
would have loved the win.
That. But I think the next time we win, it will feel very, very good. So hopefully it's against Aston Villa. Hopefully it's where Sindra's
will I see you there, Sadiq?
I will need to confirm. I do have tickets, but I don't know. It depends on my situation at home. So we'll see.
Understandable.
But I'll meet you definitely somehow.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be cool, definitely.
Now it's on Sunday as well. Got postponed.
It is. So guys, thank you for joining in. Everyone in the comments, thank you as well. Like the video. Big up Nippin, big up Sindre, big up Alfred as well, big up the whole gang supporting the channel. And make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon. And more content out very soon.
Hit the bell as well to get notified.
Man. Hit the bell notification, and we'll catch you guys soon, man. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.